In a world that seems to be spinning faster every day, finding peace can feel like chasing a mirage. Yet while many turn to quick fixes and temporary escapes, there's a timeless philosophy that offers a different path. Stoicism, an ancient Greek school of thought, teaches us how to cultivate inner calm and resilience without relying on pills or distractions. Today, I want to share with you 7 Stoic exercises that can help you find that inner peace we've all been searching for. These practices are simple, yet profoundly effective, drawing on the wisdom of some of history's greatest minds. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. And don't skip any part of the video. You won't want to miss these valuable insights. If you're ready to discover how you can transform your mindset and embrace tranquility amidst the chaos, stay tuned. This could be the start of a journey that changes everything. Number 1. Negative visualization. In our daily lives, we're often told to stay positive and look on the bright side. While optimism has its benefits, it also has a dark side. Constantly believing that everything will go perfectly can set you up for disappointment. Imagine starting your day expecting everything to go smoothly, only to end it feeling defeated by the harsh realities of life. This is where negative visualization comes in. The Stoics, particularly the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, taught that preparing for the worst can actually lead to a more resilient and tranquil mind. So, what is negative visualization? It's the practice of imagining the worst-case scenarios in your life. This might sound depressing, but it's actually a way to build mental toughness. By mentally preparing yourself for undesirable and uncomfortable situations, you're less likely to be caught off guard and more likely to handle them with grace and composure. Marcus Aurelius himself would begin each day by telling himself, "Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness." He believed that by visualizing these negative encounters and accepting them as part of life, he could manage his expectations and shield his soul against adversity. Think about it this way. If you anticipate that your commute to work might be frustrating, with traffic jams and delays, you're less likely to feel stressed when it actually happens. Instead of being blindsided by frustration, you're prepared, and this preparation helps you stay calm and collected. Negative visualization doesn't mean dwelling on the bad or becoming pessimistic. It's about creating a mental buffer, so when challenges arise, they don't knock you off balance. Another aspect of negative visualization is appreciating what you have by imagining life without it. This exercise can deepen your gratitude and contentment. For instance, take a moment to imagine losing something or someone you deeply care about. Picture what life would be like without your job, your home, or your loved ones. This isn't to make you sad, but to help you recognize and appreciate their value even more. When you practice this regularly, you start to see your life through a lens of gratitude, making everyday experiences more meaningful. Negative visualization is also useful for handling fear and anxiety. By confronting your fears head-on and visualizing the worst possible outcomes, you often find that these outcomes aren't as catastrophic as your mind made them out to be. This can be incredibly liberating. For example, if you're afraid of failing a big project at work, take some time to visualize what would happen if you did fail. Would it be the end of your career, or would it be an opportunity to learn and grow? Most often you'll find that the consequences are manageable and not life-altering. Moreover, this Stoic practice can improve your relationships. By preparing yourself mentally for the possibility of misunderstandings, arguments, or ingratitude, you can respond with patience and understanding rather than anger or disappointment. You become more accepting of others' flaws and shortcomings because you've already anticipated them. Number 2. Self-control practice. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, developing self-control can feel like swimming upstream. However, the Stoics believed that mastering self-control is key to achieving true inner peace and freedom. By learning to govern our impulses and desires, we can focus on what truly matters and navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Self-control starts with recognizing the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. Epictetus made a clear distinction between internal and external factors. He said, "Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and in one word, whatever are not our own actions." Understanding this distinction is liberating because it allows us to direct our energy towards the things we can influence, rather than wasting it on what we can't. So how do we strengthen our self-control? One effective method is through deliberate practice and small, everyday exercises. For instance, intermittent fasting is a practical way to train self-control. By setting specific times when you don't eat, you learn to resist the urge to snack mindlessly. This not only helps you control your eating habits, but also builds discipline that can be applied to other areas of your life. Another simple yet powerful exercise is to chew your food a certain number of times before swallowing. It sounds easy, but it's surprisingly difficult, especially if you're used to eating quickly. This practice forces you to slow down and be mindful, enhancing your self-control. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of managing our reactions to external events. Imagine you're stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off. Your immediate impulse might be to honk your horn and curse, but practicing self-control means taking a deep breath and choosing not to let this minor incident ruin your day. By focusing on how you respond rather than the event itself, you maintain your inner peace and composure. Over time, these small acts of self-control accumulate, leading to a more balanced and resilient mind. Another powerful practice is delaying gratification. In our fast-paced world, we're often tempted to seek immediate pleasure, whether it's through social media, junk food, or shopping. The Stoics, however, teach us to wait and assess whether these impulses align with our long-term goals and values. Next time you feel the urge to check your phone or eat that piece of cake, pause for a moment. Ask yourself if this action serves your greater purpose or if it's just a fleeting desire. This pause helps you regain control over your impulses and make more thoughtful decisions. Self-control is not just about resisting temptations, but also about committing to actions that align with our values, even when they are difficult. For instance, setting aside time each day for exercise or meditation requires self-discipline, especially when you don't feel like it. The Stoics believed that by consistently choosing actions that align with our principles, we strengthen our character and build resilience. This practice can be applied to any area of life, from work to personal relationships. By staying true to your commitments, you build a foundation of integrity and trustworthiness. Moreover, self-control can significantly enhance our interactions with others. When faced with criticism or provocation, our instinct might be to react defensively or aggressively. However, by practicing self-control, we can choose a more measured response. This doesn't mean suppressing our feelings, but rather acknowledging them and responding in a way that reflects our values. By doing so, we can diffuse conflicts and foster more harmonious relationships. This approach is particularly useful in professional settings, where maintaining composure can lead to better outcomes and stronger collaborations. Number 3. Careless practice. This practice is about freeing yourself from the excessive worry about what others think of you. In today's world, we often find ourselves trapped by the fear of judgment. We carefully curate our social media profiles, choose our words meticulously in conversations, and sometimes even alter our true selves to fit in or be liked. This constant concern over how we are perceived can limit our actions and happiness, preventing us from living authentically and fully. The Stoics teach that the opinions of others are not within our control, so we should not let them dictate our behavior. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that other people's opinions were not his concern. He focused instead on his own actions and values. By adopting this mindset, we can start to detach from the need for external validation and focus on what truly matters to us. A way to practice this is by deliberately putting yourself in situations where you might be judged. This could be as simple as speaking up in a meeting when you have an opinion or idea. Often, we hold back because we fear what our colleagues might think. Will they think I'm stupid? Will they dismiss my ideas? By taking the plunge and expressing your thoughts, you start to realize that others' opinions are often fleeting and less significant than you imagined. Each time you do this, you build a layer of resilience and confidence. Another way to practice is by wearing something unconventional or doing something slightly outside of social norms. For instance, you might wear a bright, bold outfit that stands out, or you might choose to dance in public. These actions can initially feel uncomfortable because they expose you to potential judgment. However, the more you do them, the more you'll see that people's reactions are often brief and superficial. Most people are too caught up in their own lives to spend much time thinking about yours. Over time, you'll realize that people's opinions, whether good or bad, don't define you. They are just passing thoughts in someone else's mind. This realization is liberating. It helps you understand that the only opinions that truly matter are your own and those of the people who genuinely care about you. When you stop giving so much importance to what others think, you open up a world of possibilities for yourself. You become more willing to take risks, to explore new opportunities, and to be true to yourself. This practice also has a profound impact on your mental health. Constantly worrying about others' opinions can lead to anxiety and stress. By letting go of this worry, you reduce the mental burden you carry every day. You start to live more in the present, enjoying moments without the nagging fear of judgment. This shift in perspective can bring a greater sense of peace and happiness. Moreover, embracing this Stoic exercise allows you to form deeper and more authentic connections with others. When you're not trying to impress or conform, you show your true self. This authenticity can attract like-minded people who appreciate you for who you are, not for the facade you might have been maintaining. True relationships are built on honesty and openness, and by practicing caring less, you create space for these genuine connections to flourish. Number 4. Journaling. At first glance, writing down your thoughts might seem like a simple or even mundane activity. However, the Stoics saw it as a profound exercise that could transform the way we understand ourselves and the world around us. By putting pen to paper, you can sort through your thoughts, reflect on your experiences, and gain insights that might otherwise remain hidden in the chaos of your mind. The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca were avid practitioners of journaling. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, kept a personal diary that he never intended to publish. This diary, known today as Meditations, is a collection of his reflections, struggles, and philosophical insights. In his writings, he often reminded himself of Stoic principles and examined his own actions and thoughts. This practice allowed him to maintain a sense of perspective and self-awareness, even as he dealt with the immense pressures of being a Roman emperor. So, How can you incorporate journaling into your daily routine? Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to write. You don't need to write pages and pages. Even a few lines can be incredibly beneficial. Begin with reflecting on your day. What went well? What challenges did you face? How did you respond to those challenges? This simple act of reflection can help you identify patterns in your behavior and thought processes, allowing you to make conscious adjustments where needed. Another powerful aspect of journaling is its ability to provide emotional release. Life can be overwhelming, and we often carry a lot of stress and tension within us. Writing down your feelings can be a cathartic experience, helping you process emotions that you might not even realize you're holding on to. Seneca practiced this regularly. He advised that at the end of each day, one should review their actions and thoughts, almost as if conducting a personal audit. By doing so, you can confront your shortcomings and celebrate your successes, fostering a balanced and healthy mindset. Journaling can also help you clarify your goals and aspirations. By articulating your dreams and plans on paper, you make them more tangible and concrete. This process can motivate you to take actionable steps towards achieving them. Additionally, revisiting your journal entries over time allows you to track your progress and see how far you've come. This can be incredibly motivating and affirming, especially during times when you might feel stuck or unproductive. Moreover, journaling is an excellent tool for practicing gratitude, a concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed in appreciating what you have and recognizing the transient nature of life. By regularly noting down things you are grateful for, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. This shift in perspective can significantly enhance your overall sense of well-being and contentment. You start to notice and appreciate the small joys in life, which often go overlooked. In addition to reflecting on your day and practicing gratitude, you can use your journal to explore philosophical questions and ideas. The Stoics often pondered deep questions about life, death, virtue, and the nature of the universe. By engaging with these questions in your journal, you can deepen your understanding of Stoic principles and how they apply to your life. This intellectual exploration can be both stimulating and enlightening, providing a richer and more nuanced perspective on your experiences. Furthermore, journaling helps improve your problem-solving skills. When faced with a dilemma, writing down the issue and exploring different solutions can clarify your thoughts and lead to better decision-making. It allows you to see the problem from various angles and consider potential outcomes without the pressure of immediate action. This reflective process can lead to more thoughtful and effective solutions, reducing impulsive decisions that might not align with your long-term goals. Lastly, journaling can enhance your communication skills. By regularly articulating your thoughts and feelings on paper, you become more adept at expressing yourself clearly and effectively. This skill translates to better verbal communication, helping you articulate your ideas and emotions more precisely in conversations and interactions with others. Improved communication can lead to stronger relationships and a greater sense of connection with those around you. Number 5. Memento Mori. Remember you are mortal, or memento mori, is a powerful Stoic practice that encourages us to reflect on the inevitability of death. At first, this might sound morbid or depressing, but the Stoics believed that keeping death in mind is one of the most liberating and life-affirming things we can do. By acknowledging our mortality, we can gain a deeper appreciation for life and make more meaningful choices. In our everyday lives, it's easy to get caught up in trivial matters and distractions. We worry about things like social media likes, minor inconveniences, or petty arguments. But when we remind ourselves that our time on earth is limited, these concerns suddenly seem insignificant. This shift in perspective helps us focus on what truly matters. The Stoics used memento mori as a way to prioritize their values and live more authentically. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on death in his writings. He would remind himself that life is fleeting and that every moment is precious. This practice helped him to stay grounded and maintain a sense of urgency about living virtuously. By contemplating death, he could appreciate the present moment and strive to live in accordance with his principles. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. When we remember that our time is limited, we are more likely to spend it wisely, focusing on what brings us joy and fulfillment. Seneca also emphasized the importance of memento mori. He advised living each day as if it were our last, not in a hedonistic sense, but with a sense of purpose and mindfulness. Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time." This mindset encourages us to make the most of every day, ensuring that we leave nothing important unsaid or undone. Thinking about death can also foster a sense of gratitude. When we recognize that our time is finite, we begin to appreciate the simple pleasures and the people in our lives more deeply. The laughter of a friend, the beauty of a sunset, or the warmth of a hug becomes more poignant when we remember that these moments are fleeting. This gratitude can lead to greater happiness and contentment as we stop taking things for granted and start seeing them as the precious gifts they are. Moreover, memento mori can help us confront our fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and even fear of death itself can paralyze us and prevent us from living fully. By regularly reflecting on our mortality, we can desensitize ourselves to these fears and become more courageous. The Stoics believed that understanding and accepting the inevitability of death can free us from the anxiety that often accompanies it. Instead of fearing the unknown, we can embrace it as a natural part of life. This practice can also improve our relationships. When we remember that our time with loved ones is limited, we are more likely to cherish our moments together and resolve conflicts more quickly. Holding grudges or engaging in unnecessary arguments seems less important when we realize how precious our time is. This perspective can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections with those we care about. In addition to personal growth, memento mori can inspire us to contribute to the greater good. Knowing that our lives are temporary can motivate us to leave a positive legacy. Whether it's through acts of kindness, creative endeavors, or helping others, we can make choices that have a lasting impact. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of humanity, and that living a virtuous life included making the world a better place for future generations. It's important to remember that memento mori is not about dwelling on death in a negative way. Instead, it's about using the awareness of mortality to enhance our appreciation of life. It's a reminder to live with intention and to focus on what truly matters. By incorporating this practice into our daily lives, we can cultivate a sense of urgency and purpose, helping us to live more fully and authentically. Number 6. View from above. The idea is to mentally zoom out from our immediate circumstances and view them from a much broader cosmic perspective. This practice helps us see our problems and concerns in a new light, reducing their perceived importance and allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Imagine for a moment that you are looking down at Earth from space. From this vantage point, everything that seems so significant in your daily life suddenly appears incredibly small. The traffic jam that made you late for work, the disagreement you had with a friend, even the stress of meeting deadlines at your job, all these things shrink in importance when you consider them from a universal perspective. This is the essence of the view from above. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, often used this technique to remind themselves of the vastness of the universe and their place within it. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations about contemplating the vast expanse of time and space. He encouraged himself to reflect on the insignificance of human concerns in the grand scheme of things. By doing this, he could maintain a sense of tranquility and detachment from the petty annoyances of daily life. Practicing the view from above can be incredibly grounding. It helps to put our lives into context and reminds us that many of the things we worry about are, in the grand scheme of things, not that important. This doesn't mean that our problems don't matter at all, but rather that they should be kept in perspective. When we see our issues as just a tiny part of a much larger whole, we can approach them with a calmer, more rational mindset. This perspective can be particularly useful when dealing with stress or anxiety. By taking a step back and viewing your situation from above, you can reduce the emotional intensity of your reactions. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed by a project at work, imagining how insignificant this project is in the context of your entire life, or even in the context of the universe, can help to alleviate some of that stress. It's not about dismissing your responsibilities, but about approaching them with a clearer, more composed mind. Another benefit of the view from above is that it fosters humility. When we see ourselves as just one small part of a vast, interconnected universe, it's easier to let go of ego and self-importance. This humility can lead to greater empathy and compassion for others, as we recognize that everyone is dealing with their own struggles, which are just as significant to them as ours are to us. This broader perspective can enhance our relationships and interactions with others, making us more patient and understanding. This practice also encourages a sense of awe and wonder. The universe is vast and full of mysteries, and contemplating its grandeur can be a humbling experience. This sense of wonder can inspire us to appreciate the beauty and complexity of life and to find joy in the small things. When we take a moment to marvel at the night sky, the intricate patterns in nature, or the complexity of the human mind, we tap into a deeper sense of connection with the world around us. Furthermore, the view from above can help us prioritize our values and goals. By seeing the bigger picture, we can better assess what is truly important to us. This can guide us in making decisions that align with our core values and long-term aspirations. Instead of getting caught up in the minutiae of daily life, we can focus on what will bring us lasting fulfillment and happiness. This alignment with our deeper values leads to a more meaningful and purpose-driven life. This Stoic exercise can provide comfort in times of loss or hardship. When we lose someone we love or face a significant setback, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by grief and sorrow. Viewing our situation from above can help us find solace in the knowledge that life continues and that we are part of a larger cycle of existence. This perspective doesn't erase the pain, but it can offer a sense of continuity and peace. Incorporating the view from above into our daily routine can be as simple as taking a few moments each day to reflect on the vastness of the universe and our place within it. This can be done through meditation, visualization, or simply by spending time in nature and contemplating its beauty. The key is to make it a regular practice so that this broader perspective becomes a natural part of how we view the world. Number 7. Amor fati. Love of fate, or amor fati, is a profound Stoic practice that invites us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, both good and bad, with open arms. The concept encourages us not just to accept our fate, but to love it. This mindset can be incredibly empowering as it shifts our focus from resisting and resenting life's challenges to finding meaning and growth in every experience. By embracing amor fati, we cultivate resilience and a deeper sense of peace. The Stoics believed that everything happens for a reason, and that each event in our lives presents an opportunity for growth and learning. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on this idea in his Meditations. He wrote about the importance of accepting and loving whatever happens, viewing each moment as necessary and valuable. This perspective can transform the way we approach life's ups and downs. Practicing amor fati means seeing every event as part of a larger, interconnected whole. When something difficult or painful happens, instead of immediately labeling it as bad, we can pause and consider how this experience might contribute to our growth. For example, losing a job might seem like a disaster at first, but it could also be the catalyst for pursuing a new career path that is more fulfilling. By embracing this mindset, we learn to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. One way to practice amor fati is by reflecting on past events that initially seemed negative, but ultimately led to positive outcomes. Think about a time when something didn't go as planned. Maybe a relationship ended or you faced a major setback. Looking back, you might realize that these experiences taught you valuable lessons or opened doors to new opportunities. This reflection can help reinforce the belief that everything happens for a reason, and that each experience, no matter how challenging, has value. Another aspect of amor fati is learning to let go of our attachment to specific outcomes. We often set goals and have expectations about how things should turn out. While it's important to have aspirations and work towards them, we also need to remain flexible and open to whatever happens. The Stoics teach us to focus on our efforts and actions which are within our control, and to release our attachment to the results, which are often influenced by factors beyond our control. This detachment from specific outcomes allows us to remain calm and composed regardless of what happens. Amor fati also involves embracing the present moment fully. Instead of wishing for things to be different or dwelling on what could have been, we can appreciate where we are right now. This doesn't mean that we become passive or complacent. Rather, it means that we find contentment and purpose in the here and now. By fully engaging with the present, we make the most of our experiences and build a richer, more fulfilling life. This practice can be particularly powerful in times of adversity. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself how you can use this experience to grow stronger and wiser. For instance, if you're dealing with a health issue, consider how this challenge might teach you resilience, patience, or a deeper appreciation for your body. By finding the silver lining in every situation, you develop a mindset of gratitude and positivity, even in the face of hardship. Embracing amor fati can also enhance our relationships. When we accept and love our fate, we become more accepting of others as well. We understand that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own challenges and learning their own lessons. This understanding fosters empathy and compassion, allowing us to build deeper and more meaningful connections. We become less judgmental and more supportive, creating a positive impact on those around us. In addition to personal growth, amor fati encourages us to contribute positively to the world. By embracing our fate and finding meaning in our experiences, we can inspire others to do the same. Sharing our stories of resilience and acceptance can provide hope and encouragement to those who are struggling. We become role models for living a life of purpose and grace, demonstrating that it's possible to find joy and fulfillment, no matter what happens. Amor fati helps us build a legacy of strength and wisdom. When we face life's challenges with courage and acceptance, we leave behind a powerful example for future generations. Our children, friends, and community members can look to us as models of how to live well, regardless of circumstances. This legacy of resilience and love of fate is a gift that can continue to inspire and uplift long after we are gone. As we journey through life, let us remember that every moment, every challenge, and every joy is part of our unique story. Embrace your fate, find peace in the present, and let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you to a more fulfilling life. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. If you found value in today's video, make sure to check out one of the suggested videos on the screen for more insights and inspiration. Your growth and resilience inspire us all.